Wow, did you hear that? That was my stomach or my throat or something because I'm drinking soda. Like, what a way to start off a story of how I got in my first car accident just now. Yeah, I'm probably the luckiest person alive because, yes, I just got in a car accident and I am totally unharmed. It's been a dark and rainy night, on the interstate. I was, on the interstate driving back to college from my house. 3 lanes. I was in the middle lane. And this car in front of me was going somewhat slow, and, I tried to pass them in the left lane, and apparently I didn't make it. I thought I had it. I feel like I was totally focused, but apparently not. So I was trying to pass them, and next thing I knew, I had hit them. I guess, like, I got too close, or they slowed down or something. Like, it all happened so fast, I can't really remember. So I feel myself bump into something. My car starts swerving, and I'm trying to get it under control, and, like, I turn the wheel, and my car, like, turns and skids. And then, I finally stopped and in front of everybody. Totally embarrassed myself in front of everybody. I'm so fucking... And I, like, sat there in shock. Like, I started shaking and crying. Like, oh my god. And, like, behind me, everybody on the fucking interstate had stopped. I'm like, oh my god. So I'm kind of an idiot when it comes to, like, what to do in a car accident situation, because I've never had this happen to me before. And, I was, like, sitting there for a good 30 seconds. I'm sitting there hyperventilating, like, what, do I just keep driving? Like, do I pull over? What the fuck do I do? So I pulled over. And this car behind me pulled over next to me, and I guess that was the car I had hit, because, like, who else would be pulling over next to me? But, like, and so I pull over, and I open my car door, and I'm, like, crying, like, oh my god, and, the people behind me aren't getting out of their car, and I'm like, are they mad at me? This shows you how socially crippled I am, because I get in a dangerous situation, I have my car, like, hit, and what I'm most worried about is, are they mad at me? And while I'm worried about this, this guy comes walking up out of nowhere. It's not a policeman or anything, it's just this guy. And he's, like, walking past me, he's like, are you okay? And he's like, he's got a gash in his head and he's bleeding, and I'm like, at first I thought it was the guy I had hit, but, like, it wasn't, and I looked back, and there were 2 other cars, like, somewhat behind us on the other side of the road that were pulled over, and I don't know if it was an accident or what, but I'm guessing that's where he came from, because, like, the people who I had hit, I guess, were still behind me just chilling in their car. No big fucking deal. He was walking by, and so I'm crying, I'm a wreck, and he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I don't remember what I said. I guess I said yeah, and he was like, he goes, are you okay? I'm like, and then he's like, did you see a dog here? Is that why you swerved over? I'm like, oh no, this is what, blah, blah. And as I was trying to tell him what happened or whatever, because he seemed concerned, he just, like, walked by and, like, paid me no regard. I'm like, okay. And when the sheriff pulled up to assess our situation, the guy was, like, talking to him, like, telling him everything, like, oh, my dog jumped out of my car, and I was looking for it, and he, you know, whatever. Eventually he left. So the sheriff comes to me, and he's, you know, he was a big guy, fairly young, and he wasn't, like, super professional, whatever. He wasn't, like, necessarily mean, but he wasn't nice. We looked at my car and blah blah blah, and, like, my car was totally unharmed except for this huge, like, bruise it now has on the front. He gets all my information, we talk about what happened a little bit, and then, like, he talks to the other people, and eventually he just, like, he tells me I can go, and I leave. So right now, my parents are on their way to come and talk to me and make sure I'm okay, and I'm just, like, in a Taco Bell parking lot, whatever. What's kind of crazy about this situation is how your gut feeling really affects you, I guess, because there are 2 ways to get back to Milledgeville, where my college is. It's either the interstate, the way I always go, or this really long back road way, and, I didn't want to go the back road way because, I've never been that way before, and, I'm afraid of deer just coming out of fucking nowhere, because Where I've lived for my 18 years prior to going to college, we have lived in a city where deer just come out of nowhere all the time. So I'm like in the dark where I can't, no, I don't want to drive in the dark where there's a risk of deer coming out of nowhere. Whereas the interstate is always going to be lit up. Long before I got close to the interstate, though, I had a really bad feeling about it. I was just like, I called my mom and I was like, I don't know if I should be doing this. Like, I was feeling, like, really tired all of a sudden, and I was really anxious, and, like, it was raining, dark, whatever, so I was like, But eventually I took the interstate because it's the way I know best, it gets me home much faster, and I don't want to miss The Walking Dead, but here I am missing The Walking Dead. Anyways, so, like, yeah, I took the interstate, and this is what fucking happened. Like, I had a feeling this was gonna happen, and it did. I feel like there were signs for it, like the gut feeling, and then, like, how I called my mom to, like, tell her how I was unsure. Like, I don't normally do that. I'm like, is karma gonna get me? And, like, shortly before it happened, my dad called me, and he was like, are you okay? I'm checking to make sure you're okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. He's like, call me if you need anything. I love you. And then it happened, like, shortly after. It's like, oh my god, this... I'm gonna try not to give anything away, but, like, after watching last week's episode of The Walking Dead, where, like, what happened was... I feel like the certain character of Subject was, like, he was thinking about the things he loved and, like, really contemplating things, and then something happened to him. I am Glenn. I am Glenn right now. You know why I'm Glenn right now? Because I made it out alive. So yeah, that's my night so far. I'm fine. Thanks for anybody's concern. I'm just not fine in the sense that I'm gonna miss The Walking Dead. Like, I took the interstate so I could get home faster so I wouldn't miss The Walking Dead, but I'm gonna miss The Walking Dead. Also, I have to go to class tomorrow morning because I'm fine. And that really blows, but I'm kidding, I'd rather be fine. I'm glad I'm okay. Yay.